So thank you guys for listening to the news portion. We're going to get right into Jordan's topic. Jordan, you want to talk about E3, right?
Yeah, so I would say this is kind of a pre-E3 topic. We're going to be digging down deep into E3 next week, but I just wanted to bring this up and talk about some of the stuff that we know is going to be at E3, but also just kind of looking at 2016 and maybe even early 2017 and the type of stuff that we know is going to be coming out, because obviously as soon as E3 hits, we're going to be talking about everything that was announced and shown there. So right now I kind of want to highlight the games that we already know about, and so that they don't get trampled under the hooves of E3 later on once we know all those details. So I guess I'll start by just kind of naming off a list of things that we know are coming in either 2016 or early next year. And if you guys have any other games on that list, then just chime in. But I guess I'll kind of go by release date here. We've got next month in June, we have No Man's Sky and Mirror's Edge Catalyst.
Possibly delayed.
Possibly delayed, but a lot of people are saying Kotaku lied about that.
Yeah, I saw a tweet from that developer saying that, basically denying that rumor.
Either way, sorry for interrupting.
Oh, you're good. So yeah, I'm just kind of talking about mostly AAA here, but of course we can talk about indies if we think of them. So yeah, AAA for next month, we've got No Man's Sky and Mirror's Edge Catalyst. Then in August, there's Deus Ex, Mankind Divided. September, we're getting Persona 5 in Japan. September 30th is Final Fantasy 15. There's Gears of War 4 on Xbox One. Horizon Zero Dawn supposed to be a great PS4 exclusive coming out later. Maybe we'll actually get to play Last Guardian this year. Maybe. What else do we have? There's
Scalebound. Recore.
There's Recore. There's Mass Effect Andromeda coming out early next year.
Below and Cuphead.
Yeah, and then For Honor, which Dom mentioned earlier.
Yep. Wildlands.
Wildlands, Ghost Recon Wildlands.
Watch Dogs 2. Oh, actually, that's not. Never mind. That's a rumor.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess we're just talking about stuff that we know, not
already know
necessarily a
something, yeah.
release date for, but stuff that has been officially announced. So anything else that you guys can think of?
Off the top of my head, I think you named everything I can think of. We are missing some stuff, though. Obviously, all the EA Sports franchises.
Sure.
I'm trying to think. Is there anything you guys... Pokemon Sun and Moon.
Yeah. We know that CD Projekt Red's going to have a new game this year, even though it's probably just standalone Gwent.
Yeah, what else? Help me out here, Dom. Any ideas?
I mean,
Halo Wars 2? That's confirmed to be releasing.
True.
Yeah. What else off the top of my head? I'm trying to think.
Star Ocean 5 is actually next month.
Star Ocean 5, okay.
Star Ocean 5. Mafia 3.
Mafia 3.
Dishonored 2.
Okay.
Which is one that I'm very excited
Dishonored
for.
2. We've totally forgot about that.
Yeah. Very excited for Dishonored 2. So yeah, I guess that's plenty of a list.
And nothing
what do you guys
on Wii U.
Yeah. Good luck, Wii U. So yeah, what are you guys excited for? What's pumping blood through your veins right now? What is, obviously we're gonna get tons and tons of announcements here coming up at E3, but with what we have right now, what we know right now, what is getting you guys going?
Go ahead, Dom. Sorry.
I'm most excited for Dishonored, to see more of that. Because like I was saying, the rest of this year for me, there's not a whole lot coming out that I'm super interested in. I mean, like I said before, I might pick up, or I'll probably pick up the Call of Duty this year because of that whole Modern Warfare business. But other than that, I mean, after Dishonored, there's not much else I'm really looking forward to in 2016. The Last Guardian I still don't understand what it is, but everyone seems to be real excited for it. So I mean, I'll take a look, but I don't get it, right?
You said Wildlands piqued your interest a little bit.
Yeah, and I'm guessing we'll get a release date confirmed at E3 for that.
But Battlefield 1. We didn't even mention that.
Oh yeah. That one, yeah, that one doesn't really do anything for me either. It's just one of those years. There's not a whole lot. There's not a lot of good like single player RPG type games that I'm usually into.
Well, both of them got delayed to early next year.
Exactly.
Well, Horizon's rumored and Andromeda's confirmed, right?
Oh, Horizon, yeah, Horizon was the other one that I'm excited for.
And possible Uncharted DLC, I'm assuming too.
Right.
But that's not confirmed, so it's like hearsay.
I don't know what I think of that. I might not even, depending on what the deal is with that, I might not play it because
What?
Uncharted is it's just done, and that
Yeah.
story is that
Oh
story.
my gosh.
If
But
they did any kind of story DLC, it would have to be something. To me, it would have to be something totally separate, like a different story, like a
Well, yeah, they're not
flashback.
gonna like
So
continue after the epilogue.
So if you guys want to hear our thoughts on Uncharted 4 and like spoiler detail, we're definitely not going to do it here. We actually have our own separate review discussion that Jordan and Dom filmed, so recorded. It's on our SoundCloud, it's on our YouTube. So if you want to check out what we thought about Uncharted 4, definitely go there. This is going to be interesting though to see how what our things we're excited for change after E3 in just like 2 weeks.
Right. That's why I wanted to do this, kind of gauge where we're at now, and see what changes.
One thing we also missed, whatever Rockstar does. I don't know if that was mentioned.
Well, yeah, I think we're only talking about confirmed stuff. So it's
Right.
like
Yeah.
there's
So
a
like
bunch of stuff rumored from people.
Red
we don't-
Dead 2 and stuff like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Well,
just rumors.
Wasn't it confirmed that they were going to show something at E3?
Well, I guess yeah. The next Rockstar game that is confirmed that they are showing something. We don't know
We just
what
don't
it
know
is,
what.
but it is confirmed that they're showing something. You're
And
right.
also Resident Evil,
Yeah, that's also confirmed. Yeah,
which
that they're showing something.
depending what that is, if it's what it sounds like, that we're kind of going back to Resident Evil 4 style game, then it could pique my interest.
Who do you guys know off the top of your head? Who the Evil Within? Who the developer was?
Tango Gameworks.
Bethesda. Wait,
Well, they
Bethesda
published.
published.
Yeah.
that's right.
Do you think they might have something in the works? Evil Within 2 or something?
Yeah, I think it's possible.
So how long was Evil Within? 2 years?
Yeah. It came out
okay.
in 2014.
Off of like what I'm excited for, not so much the release of these games, but basically to know more about them. Scalebound, I love the Monster Hunter series. Scalebound looks like a console Monster Hunter. From the early looks of it, obviously there was reports that game is in development hell. It's by your favorite boys over there, Platinum Games, Jordan. So who knows? Recore looks really interesting. It just looks cool. I like the mechanic of that like ball thing being able to be put in different animals. It looks like it could be a really cool mechanic, or robots, I guess, but they look like animals. I want to know more about Recore. I want anything about Andromeda besides an alpha test jetpack scene that we got, you know? Anything. Just give me something, BioWare. Something. If Amy Hennig doesn't show her Star Wars game this year, I'm going to blow my mind.
It's not happening.
I think it's
not
far off
happening.
still.
But I guess we can get into that next week on what we expect for E3, so I'll get off of that. Off of things that are confirmed, Gears of War doesn't get me yearning to play Gears of War. Like, I'm not excited for it, but it is something I'm going to play. I feel kind of jaded in the sense of when I finished Gears 3, the naive person in me thought that series was done, but obviously money speaks for itself. Kind of like people are thinking with Uncharted that it's completely done. I don't think so. There will be something Uncharted in the future. Whether how long that is or if it's even by Naughty Dog, who knows? But Uncharted sells, so Sony's gonna want to sell things. That's how business works. But like Gears, man, I want to play it, but I'm not excited for it. Last Guardian, I'm with Dom. I'm intrigued to see what it is. So and to see that game actually come out would be awesome. So it could either be a Doom or it could be a Homefront Revolution. So we'll see exactly what that is. But there's not too much I'm super excited for. I'm kind of with you. I was super hyped on Andromeda, but it got delayed. Below, I'm super excited for, and Cuphead, I'm super excited for. But as far as like AAA big games, I there's nothing really. Did you say, Jordan, what you were excited for?
No, not yet. I am. I would say that I'm pretty excited for No Man's Sky. I'm not sure that I'm gonna buy it day one, but I'll definitely play it at some point. And I am kind of cautiously optimistic about Mirror's Edge Catalyst. It looks interesting, at least to me. I'm getting pretty pumped for Deus Ex. I think that looks like a really cool game. I'm a huge sci-fi fan, and I love stealth games, so I'm getting more and more excited for that. And then, Mass Effect Andromeda, obviously that's not till next year, but I'm obviously very pumped for
You had
that.
2 games to hold you over that you've never played. So.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm good on that for sure.
I wish I could play those games again. Ugh.
More than anything, I'm anxious to see like what these new consoles are. Like that announcement can't come
Oh
quick
yes,
enough.
yeah, we
I'm
didn't
so
talk about that
curious.
either. We already know about those things. So.
Yeah. I think I'm super, super excited for Dishonored 2. We've already talked about that on the show before. And I kind of been kicking myself recently. I was talking crap earlier on the show about how I'm probably not going to pre-order Last Guardian or Final Fantasy 15 just because I don't think the developers should be rewarded for taking 10 years on a game.
I'm with you.
But at the same time, like, I kind of want to play both of those games day one because I want to be in on that crazy conversation that's going to ensue. So I am actually pretty excited for those two.
I think Final Fantasy has farther to fall though. Like Last Guardian, people will think that game is going to be bad, and if it is bad, they're like, okay. If it is good, then it's like, oh, this is a surprise. Final Fantasy, man, I think if that game's bad, people have a lot more to say about that game.
Sure.
Is there anything you guys are looking forward to seeing around VR?
I could care less, to be
Yeah.
completely honest with you.
Not really.
I'm slowly falling off the hype train too, just because I like the idea, I like the price point of PSVR and everything, but I'm very pessimistic about the selection of games that are going to be available.
It's a religious experience that you're supposed to try for yourself. I don't live anywhere where I can actually try that, and I don't have the money to invest in one. So it's kind of like it's out of my space. Like I just don't care about it. Not that I don't think it's cool technology. It's just I won't be able to afford it anytime soon, and it just is whatever, you know. So.
But I mean, for me, it could all change if they announce tons of new like if they say we put The Witcher 3 in VR, like fully supported, like something, you know, they start doing things like that, like full realized games, then I'd be into it. That's almost definitely not going to be the case. We're going to get a lot of short games or, you know, like experiences, right? Like those
Which
VR
I'm fine
demo
with playing
things.
Gone Home in VR. It's weird to me. Like playing Gone Home in VR is more exciting to me than playing Witcher in VR. To me personally, because like I want to play an RPG like that with a controller. It just seems weird to me to control it with like.
Witcher was a bad example because I mean it's a third-person game.
Yeah. I understand what you're saying though. Like BioShock in VR would be dope.
But like Fallout in VR, I would buy day one.
Yeah.
Which actually I'm glad, and I bring that up hypothetically, but people are working on software that can basically take regular games and convert them to be VR compatible. I can't remember what it's called, but it's a group of open source like developers that are putting this together, and they have to do it, you know, game by game, and they have to do a lot of work.
Yeah.
Each one, but that could be pretty cool.
So the last one I'm pretty excited for, I would say, is Mafia 3. I've played both of the first two games. I haven't beat them just because they're honestly not the best games. Like they're solid, really great stories. They're cool mob stories, but the gameplay is not really there. However, I think this new one looks really cool. I love the setting of the late 60s in New Orleans or fake New Orleans, whatever it is. And I like the aesthetic they're going for. Like they could have just made Mafia 3 another, you know, Italian mob game, but I think they're really going for something new, and I think that's what they're going for is very creative, and I like seeing that in the games industry. So I'm excited for that one.
Before we move on, I just wanted to say something, and I'm probably gonna get a lot of flack for this, a lot of flack. I want to say what I think the most disappointing game of this year is going to be.
Okay.
I think it's going to be No Man's Sky.
Okay.
I'm with you. I don't get that game either. I don't understand it.
I understand that game from a concept of I was super in love with Minecraft. Like I loved Minecraft. I'm a very introverted person, so I like being in a world and exploring it myself and just being on my own, and it gives me a chance to listen to podcasts and just explore and be with myself, right? But I do enjoy that if my friend's on and they want to play, then I can show them my world. I can show them what I've done. The fact that there's really weird, like non-existent multiplayer aspect to this in any possible way is really weird to me for a game that's supposed to be so big and so expansive. It seems to me like it's, you know, when they have these what's the word I'm looking for? Generated. What's the word when something's
procedurally generated? If it's not done well enough, there is a lot of copy and paste. Like there's a lot of the same thing with something slightly tweaked. Like they're showing off these variations of animals,
but in a quote unquote universe that expansive, how different really are they? And
Yeah.
like, I think not every game needs to have multiplayer, but in a game like this that's all about exploring and like making this planet your own, and what's the point of claiming a planet if no one can see that you claimed it? Like, I don't know, it's really weird to me that there's like this weird like non-existent multiplayer that's multiplayer like Shadow Realm where you're not really in their world. It's weird to me. Like, even in Dark Souls you can see where people have died, but like people can still come in your world, right? And there's interaction there, which you can choose to not do that at all, but it's cool that it's a part of the game. I just think it's No Man's Sky to me seems like a lofty ambition that's not going to hit its mark.
I'm definitely cautiously optimistic with that one. I'm not. There hasn't been a moment where I've felt completely sold by No Man's Sky. That's for sure.
Yeah, it gives me a Peter Molyneux vibe.
Oh yeah,
We're
I can feel
promising
that.
you the world and we're giving you a grain of sand.
Yeah, totally.
So, yeah, I hate to end it on such a bad note because there's so many awesome games coming out this year, but I could be totally wrong, and that game's everything everybody wants it to be, but I really think it's going to be the most disappointing game. And Final Fantasy 15 is coming out this year, so that says what I think about that.
What's up, everybody? Thanks for checking out the Controlled Interest Gamecast. If you want to stay up to date, remember to subscribe on YouTube and iTunes, and give us a follow on SoundCloud and on Twitter at CTRLINT. # Smash the Dunst!